Swarm 2 is the next installment for one of Quest's best-selling titles, Swarm. Green Sky have tried to kick things up a notch with Swarm 2 from the maps to the way that you play, so the game is going to work a little differently and bring more content than before. So this video is, what's new with Swarm 2? The first major change from Swarm 1 is Swarm 2 introduces roguelike elements into the gameplay. So although if you die you will start again from the beginning, along with that comes a much deeper progression system to promote replayability. It keeps its arcade-like action but increases what's at stake for failure and increases the rewards for success. So when you face permadeath, your collectibles up to that point will remain, such as shards and purchased upgrades. These collected items can buy game mechanics like slow motion, jet boosters, and a backstab attack. Or they can be spent on increasing your base stats for more health, more shield, retries, and rerolls. So in the normal campaign, you will battle it out across 18 levels to complete a run with a huge boss fight on level 6, 12, and 18. In between every level that you pass, you can select a temporary perk to give you a combative advantage, like the ability to stun, or increase damage, or a longer term strategic one, such as a shard multiplier. The reroll will allow you to get a different set of these perks to choose from if you don't like the ones that are randomly presented to you in between each level. The same perks can also stack to give you an even bigger perk boost. So selecting these in a certain order will change your style of play. The number of perks and weapons available to you will also increase the more that you play, because after each run, you will unlock more perks, more weapons, and maps, changing every run's potential. Green Sky have also been listening to the community and have added a couple of things that you asked for. The first of which are swinging levels, where you will swing through a course collecting shards. These levels are not combat focused, but traversal focused, so you can skill up on your Spider-Man-like swinging. And secondly, the map sizes in Swarm 2 now, the maps are huge. You have water stations, theme parks, space stations, and even cities. So you have plenty of space to swing around and opportunities for some skillful, close-shave moments. And speaking of changing every run, Swarm 2 has added procedural generation to the experience. So every run should be unique. You have different enemies, spawn locations, and the number of enemies that you will face in that level. So every single run will be unique. The first phase being city themed, the second phase being desert themed, and the third phase being space themed. There are also a couple of new game modes that you can enjoy outside of the roguelike runs. There is Free Roam that lets you free in a map that isn't playable in the main campaign but offers the largest map yet, a full-blown city for you to swing around in and find hidden markers. Look for a burger, a console, perhaps a glove. You'll find these around the map, and when you cross one they will trigger a time-trialed race around that map for you to beat, and if you beat it, you'll unlock a collectible. We then have Arcade Mode, which will give you access to all of the maps that you've currently unlocked, for you to kill as many enemies as you can, collect as many shards as you can, for as long as you can, all to try and achieve a high score and hone your skills. There is also a PvP system that will prompt you, asking if you want to protect your score and challenge the person who has just overtaken you on the leaderboard. So perhaps you thought playing games would make you friends, perhaps Swarm 2 will create some rivalry. There are also some mechanical improvements, so to improve upon the fluidity, the acceleration and the speed that can be achieved when grappling in Swarm 2, they've introduced a dash mechanic. This will allow you to move out of oncoming fire, dodge a crane, or it can be used to clear a gap or build speed grappling. But that's not all. Jet boosters have also been added to give you granular control over your movement. The jets come out of the base of your gun, so you'll have to fly a bit like Iron Man. These new mechanics add another layer of complexity to an already fantastic traversal-based experience. Some new enemies have also decided to join the battle. There is a missile turret now that will fire missiles at you, and sometimes will have a shield that will cause you to maneuver behind it so you can take them out from behind. They will break your flow, so take them out as fast as you can. There's also a laser turret that is particularly difficult as it can fire a laser with incredible speed and accuracy. You'll need to change direction quickly to avoid these shots. And finally, the Cube, a six-sided laser turret that rotates and has weak spots that you need to destroy to effectively defeat it. This enemy tests your skills as you have to avoid rotating lasers to attack its weak points. But thankfully, more weaponry has been added to this title as well, and it's one of my favourite additions, the minigun, a rapid-fire weapon that will bring a bullet storm upon whoever you shoot. But it's so powerful, it will force you backwards when firing, and it can overheat, so you do have to control your fire. Swarm 2, at its core, is all about movement and using your momentum. Stay on the move and stay fast. Avoid enemy fire and keep your composure in moments that can be so chaotic, like a bullet hell fever dream. It is paramount for you to swing, zip, boost, jet, dash, and shoot to stay alive. Swarm 2 is releasing on March 7th on Quest.